Okay, I'm going to do letter D today. And let me come down here. I'm going to draw a line going from here to there and overlap it so it looks like one line. Now, one of the questions I always get from kids, it happens all the time, every year, in a number line, where do you start and where do you end? Well, if they don't label it, you shouldn't always just start at 0. What you should do is you should start and end within a closest range as possible. So here we're starting at 4, so we should, we really end at 4 is what they're trying to say. And we subtract 2 and 5/7, which is less than subtracting 3. So if we round it up to 3, it would go 4, 3, 2, 1. So we should be starting at 1. And if we wanted to cut that into, there's no halfway between 1 and 4. That's a whole number. So let's just put breaking it into thirds. So 1, 2, 3, and it's roughly 2, 3, 4. Just drag that guy up there so he's level with everyone else. Okay, so if we start at 4, these things are really the best way to do them, and the way that the Common Core wants you to do it is to hop. So if you hop, you want to do it one piece at a time. So hop 2, because that's the whole number. 1, 2, and you could put subtract 2 or subtract 1 and subtract 1. Okay, so we're at 2, and then you want to subtract the fraction. This is the tricky part, of course, is with the fraction. It's less than 1, so it's going to be somewhere here in this ballpark. Now, we're dealing with the denominator 7, so it's sevenths. So what you need to do is chop up this section where we're going to land into sevenths, which means you draw 6 lines. Let's see if I can get it on the first try. It could be kind of hard depending on how many lines you do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's close. These two are a little bit wide, but you get the idea. So when let's do another color there. 1/7, 2/7. If you run out of room, you can always do this, what I'm doing, labeling 1 up, 1 down. And then this would be 3/7, 4/7. Notice you don't have to necessarily put in the sevenths all through here because you've already jumped over them. So you could if you wanted to, but really you don't need to because that's not where you're going to land when you're doing your jumps with the arrows. And always label your arrows so you can just add up how many you went. Here's 2, and then we'll do the next jump here. Well, 5/7 and 6/7 and 7/7 would be right on this line where 2. 7/7 equals 1 whole, and it's always on a whole number. So if I go another 5/7, I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is where I would end up, right on 2/7. So let's make sure we're in the right color. Right on 2/7 is where I am going to end up, and this is minus 5/7. All we did was we subtracted the whole number and then subtracted the fraction. So minus 5/7, I'm going to land on the 2/7, and 2/7 and 5/7 is 7/7. So we know if it adds up to 1, then that's what we're looking for. So it's 2/7, but we're between 1 and 2, so we're at the 1 whole. Let's write that in. That's our answer. 1 whole and 2/7 is where we landed. So 2/7. So they're asking you to solve this way without doing the actual math. Now, mathematically, I do want to review that. 2 and 5/7. I'm not going to do the whole math, but that would be the 7/7 would be 1 whole. So to get 2 wholes, you'd have 14/7. And then you'd add 5 to get 5 and 4 is 9, so 19/7. And it gets a little bit messy because then you're going to have 4 as a fraction. So they really want you to solve it this way. And it is kind of fast if you do it this way. But with the number line, it becomes very clear what's going on, especially with the fraction, because when you land on this 2, you know 4 minus 2 is 2, but then you need the fraction part. And if it's all divided up, you just count how many you're going. In this case, I'm going 5 in the negative direction, so I land on the 2/7, and that's our answer. So it's pretty straightforward. But that's basically what they're asking for all of these on the front page of this, and actually also the word problems of the Common Core. So that's how you do it. Have a good night.